Hello, welcome on in, folks. Good to see you all. Hope you're all having a great Thursday. Welcome into your Minecraft stream. My name is Pixlriffs. And it's time to do some more castle building. Hope everyone's had a good week so far. My week has been pretty good. We're getting prepared for a family visit. My mother-in-law is going to be coming into town, I want to say next Wednesday. Calendars are hard. Yeah, like next Wednesday. So bear in mind that the stream schedule will be a little disrupted by that. Videos might be less frequent. Bits and pieces will still be going on because she will have to sleep in this room. This is basically the guest room in our house. But we don't have guests very often, so I turned it into my office. Yeah, so bear that in mind. And today's stream is going to be a touch different from the previous streams in that we are going to be doing Minecraft for the first 3 hours probably. Like, we're probably going to be up until 6. If we run out of stuff to build at the castle, which seems unlikely, but if we do, I might switch over to Minecraft Bingo. But then after that, because I had so much fun with it yesterday, I'm going to be streaming a bit more single-player Elden Ring. We've been playing co-op with Zoy XP on Wednesdays and Saturdays, but I might have to miss the next couple of those streams. And I started a single-player character yesterday, which is kind of like a version of my Bare Fist Steve character from Minecraft Dungeons, and I'm having a lot of fun with that. So I kind of want to stream a bit more of that, and I'm going to be doing that later today because I have a bit of time after the stream. So we'll be doing a bit of that later. So heads up for anybody who's not interested in watching a mature rated game. The stream is going to switch over to mature content from 6 p.m. onwards, so in about 3 hours. But it's going to be a lot of fun, and I built the character yesterday. I just need to like level up the weapon some, and then we can just go and hit some stuff, and it's kind of broken how good this character is. So hopefully you folks will like it. Anyway, from now on, we're going to be playing some Minecraft. I believe Mythical Sausage is still online. He was at the last count. Oh, it's Jimmy now. Okay, Mythical Sausage has transformed into Jimmy. So we'll say hello to him, and this is what we're working on today. So I've designed an entrance hall for the castle that does involve a few paintings. It's kind of hilarious that you can see those through the Lightmatica transparency. So in here, there's going to be basically like an entrance hall that we're going to build up today. And it's not a huge amount of progress as far as the overall layout of the castle goes, but it's fairly central to this whole area. So I'm quite happy we've at least got that part done. A little bit tacked onto this building on the side here as well. So that kind of connects to what we were doing the other day with the armory. And I will quickly check that I have a decent amount of materials before we start time-lapse building any of this, because I do want to make sure I've got loads of stone. I don't know if that's going to be enough, though. I want to make sure I've got enough stone for the walls of this, which require a lot of stone and stone brick. So I'm going to grab all of my build shulker boxes, and we're going to take a quick look via the material list. Okay, we have enough stone. We don't need the grass or the dirt, or that grass. We actually don't need that many stone bricks, it looks like. The thing I'm also curious about is if we have enough deep slate, but I think we should. Yeah, there's some cobbled deep slate in here that should be enough for what I had in mind. And then dark oak we've got loads of here, so I think we should actually be okay. And then it's going to be a matter of the individual details inside of here, which we will get to a little bit later. For now, though, I think we're ready to make a start. First of all, Laura, Hanneberger, Kitsune, thank you all for the resubs. Appreciate that. Hope you're all doing well. And yeah, I think that's basically everything. Missed a couple of streams because you've gone abroad. The castle looks amazing. Thank you. So from the front, I'll give you guys a quick look at this. So far, it's actually looking nicely built up now. And if you start to hover over ahead, you've kind of got like these outer buildings here. Oh yeah, I've locked the placement, thankfully. Otherwise, I would have just teleported that halfway across the map. Yeah, it's starting to come together okay. It is starting to come together okay. There's obviously not a great deal of stuff built on the interiors of these. This tower is basically the only one I've done an interior for, and I don't know for certain how much time I will have to do the rest of those, but we'll see. I also want to check whether I still have leaves in one of these. I have oak leaves in here. Yes, perfect. Okay, so I should have enough of those to do that. get Sausage to do the interior. Yeah, I think he's got enough stuff to worry about himself. Right, I'm going to log out real quick so that I can get a replay mod recording running. Because I have been replay mod recording basically all of this. Where's my baby goblin? I haven't gone to adopt one yet. Mainly because I know I'm going to be, like, misclicking on a lot of stuff for this castle build. There's going to be a lot of stuff that I will not be able to, like, reach. And so if I adopt a goblin, I will throw it almost instantly. And I know that's part of the fun, but I'm also, like... I have too much building to do to be carrying around a child. Let's throw the oak leaves down. So I actually had a video I was going to be doing about this castle project, and I have now kind of pivoted to doing something slightly different. So you may not actually see the full extent of this sort of time-lapse of the castle for a good while at this point, but we'll see how we get on. For now, I'm going to bring this schematic down so that we can start building this section up layer by layer, mainly because the floor is quite complex. That is the other thing I will need, I suppose, that I don't have in great supply here is mangrove. But we have a fair bit here, so I can get started with it at least. Those are apparently not there. And there's a lot going on here. Okay. So, we can put the leaves away. Just so that I can reclaim some of this material. And I guess a lot of this actually has to go as well, right? This tower wall here was surplus to requirements. I think we can probably turn those into stone bricks. We'll bundle those. At least get this stuff built and out of the way. It's going to be a little bit odd working with the schematic for some of this, but I think we can manage. And the armor rendering, weirdly, is kind of funny as well. We'll have to do some interesting stuff with the armor later on. I think for this part, we'll actually start down here. And build this up slowly from the end instead. Yeah. So I'll put down all the shulker boxes here so I actually have room to maneuver.
Well, that's just right.
It sure is. Just a couple block, thank you for the 16 months. Pudge Loves BB8, thank you for the 13. Great to have you. Where is my other brown shulker? Did I break that? Did I break that and not bring it with me? Yeah, it's right over here. Glad I picked that up. Okay. I'm also going to put down these torches now so we can have some light underneath this. Catherine's here. And we'll have scaffolding. There we go. So this is going to be annoying to start with because it's going to be placing a lot of mangrove and then stripping it. But having scaffolding out here as a supporting block, a starting block, is actually not a bad thing. It's actually all stripped mangrove, at least to begin with. And then stripped spruce lining the sides. It's kind of funny because the schematic makes it look like a different color red. Because red is the overlay that it uses. Do I use item swapper? No. I don't know what that is. Gonna lay this down just so we can build up on top of that. And we'll need one of the crafting tables for some stairs. Make sure these are the right way round. We actually need to turn some of this into 6-sided wood. And then this is going to be stone floor, I guess. Hamster Kazam, thank you so much for the 6 months. Enjoy that new sub badge. And there we go, we've got stone brick in there. Perfect. We'll also work on the stone on this side, just to give ourselves a little more floor space to work with. It'll also make it easier to place some of the other blocks here, I think. And this can also come down, even though this isn't in the schematic. This is basically what it needs to have anyway. Thank you to whoever it is that's sleeping. I think Catherine and Jimmy both sleep pretty consistently. How dare you place blocks that aren't in the schematic? I know, it's so mad at me. I'm going to put the torch there as well. And then this bit. One problem with these blocks being stripped logs is that stripped logs and light matica don't always play that well together. And I will need, at some stage, to get hold of some red wool. So I might have to go steal that from either Catherine or Hermitopia. Where's my 6-sided wood? There it is. Oh, okay, that's telling me it's the wrong block, but trust me, it isn't. And that's regular mangrove logs, so... That's going in there among the spruce. I actually think mangrove log and stripped spruce go really well together. Like, I think those two colors are fairly compatible. Obviously, if it was rotated, the grain would go kind of the same way, but I'm also kind of fine with that. Shouldn't I be holding a child? I have not adopted a goblin yet. I mentioned that at the beginning of the stream, basically just because I know I'm doing so much building here that I will throw the goblin, and I recognize that's the point, but I'm also just going to go through a lot of goblins on one stream. And Ollie's already done that. So I feel like it's less funny when I do it now. Is a goblin child a throwable item? Yes. Okay, no extra mangrove in there, so I will pause recording. We'll go get some more. In loving memory of all the gunks. He's had a time, has our lad Ollie. Luckily I farm mangrove occasionally, so I have plenty of it. What's all this about goblins? If you watch any of the recent Empires uploads, Fwhip is now the king. I have managed to skip a couple of monarchs as far as my own video output goes, so apologies to their majesties collectively, but I've mainly been focusing on this build, so I haven't had as much time to make content as normal. But instead, yeah, Fwhip is now the king, and his decree is that everybody has to adopt a goblin, because goblins, it turns out, reproduce quite quickly. In fairness, they're not monarchs of ghosts. Well, yeah. Themisto, thank you so much for the 9 months. The Twitch baby. Speaking of babies, thank you so much for the support on the channel for 9 months. Oh yeah, I need to resume the recording, don't I? Huh, that would be good. So we'll leave this for the time being. We also have this to consider. We'll do that later. Did I just see... okay. I thought I saw some pillagers or something moving around outside the wall. I may have been mistaken. I think that's actually... the doorway starts there now. Yeah. Get that out of the way. Okay. Gonna work on some of the other details, like all of the barrels and whatnot. All of this stuff. That's gonna go in later. I'll put a couple of them here now just because, but clears out my inventory to a certain extent. That'll do it for now. Can chuck this acacia sign in a barrel as well. Gonna end up like a mythical sausage storage at this point. Use the keyboard to move layers up and down, or the Stream Deck. On Lightmatica, it's page up and page down. You have to set the Lightmatica rendering mode to all above or all below, which you do by hitting M and page up. And then the page up and page down keys control the height at which it renders the schematic. I suppose you could do it using the Stream Deck, but then the Stream Deck would basically have to just use the keyboard key page up. Where do you store a mythical sausage? In a mythical kitchen. Which is another YouTube channel that I enjoy. Oh, that's the wrong way round. Right block wrong way. This is because I'm keeping the wood grain all going the same direction. Which is a good idea in principle, but can get a little fiddly for some of this building. That's red carpet. Is that stripped spruce? It is. As is this. We must beware the axes. And that's a spruce wood. Going there. Wait, that's mangrove log, not stripped mangrove log. Huh, okay. Makes sense. Gonna be running underneath this entrance hall floor a lot. So the idea behind this, the impression I want to give is that this is like a really worn down carpet. And it's not the best set of materials, but like the occasional blocks of red wool that I haven't been able to put in yet are really supposed to look like the areas where the carpet is less kind of patchy. But all of the mangrove is meant to look like carpet that's sort of worn down almost to the floorboards in some places, but still has like little bits of like tufts of material clinging to it, which is how come it's still red, you know? Like it's been kind of worn through and is looking kind of threadbare, but hasn't like rotted completely, you know? That one's actually correct, that's fine. We'll put these here. And I need a bit more mangrove plank. Is carrying a goblin child no longer the current rule? It is still the rule, I just haven't picked mine up yet. I have been a little busy. And if somebody wanted to drop one off with me, then I'm fine with that. But I probably would just throw it immediately, because they are kind of fragile. Okay, that one's wrong. It's probably another stripped spruce log. That's dark oak. What are you doing? I should probably just put the dark oak away because I have no need to work with it right now. We'll put that there temporarily. And then we need red wool. We do need red wool quite badly at this point. I also need a sip of tea. Pause the recording. We'll go and get some red wool if I have any. I should at least have some wool somewhere. Well, close enough. Oh, I do have some red wool and some red carpet. Okay, we might not be in as bad a situation as I expected. In which case... could make pies and cake with the goblin child, bake him into a pie. We might. It would be quite funny. In a macabre sort of way. But hey, I am a ghost now. Alright, we can resume. Put a carpet over the top of that. Over the top of that. Those are all fine. We want one there, one there, one there, and one here. And then a row of stone. Yeah, we might not quite have enough red wool to do the rest of the carpet way here, but we'll do our best. I also just invented the word carpet way. Ah. Kind of dipped into the stairs for a bit there. And then this section here can be more stony. Some of this has stuff over the top of it, so the texturing with stone bricks is really not required in a lot of places because I've just built stuff on top of it anyway. I might also consider using polished andesite for texture here and there as well, but... Why do I have chests in the entrance hall? There's just going to be storage everywhere. For a start, this is a ruined castle, so I expect a lot of the time people would not be using the different sections of the build for their intended purposes anymore. But in this case, for example, this one leads out to this balcony, and the room below that is the pantry, which is where they would keep all of the supplies for the kitchen. And so bringing stuff directly through the entrance hall, placing it in storage here, or just like dropping it off in, you know, larger quantities by the pantry, and then having it lowered down from this little kind of mezzanine balcony kind of thing is not like too far-fetched as far as like a kitchen workflow for this whole area. Bye, Catherine. Does that mean I can go and steal her wool? If I run out. If I run out. And if Hermitopia doesn't have any. Do I have any more six-sided spruce? Doesn't look like it. Wait, is that? That is, okay. Spruce and dark oak look potentially kind of similar. What is... Is it an axis thing? Oh, weird. Okay, I thought I'd placed it there. Apparently I hadn't. That's fine. It's not stealing if it's lag. Apparently that's the case, yeah. Egiero. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but hopefully I did okay. Thank you so much for the 4 months. On the diagonal, thank you for the 36. Again, that's stripped mangrove log, and the schematic wanted stripped mangrove woods. Oh wait, no, hang on, it's the other way around. I put the stripped wood there, and it wanted a stripped log. Yeah, there we go. That one there is just a plank. Yeah, we did it. We made it. With all the mangrove, I'm thinking the red wool is wrong placement. Yeah. Yeah, it kind of stands out in a similar way to the way the Litematica overlay makes it look. This should be fine. Great. And up one from here. This is the actual staircase. So I'll need my stone cutter back to make 3 stone brick stairs, 3 regular stone stairs. And we got 2 mangrove stairs in there. I don't know how to pronounce it either. Well, that's good. Glad I'm not alone. Glad that's something we can have in common. A lot of this build is actually going to be the walls and ceilings, but I'm quite happy with the interior of it. I think the overall impression that you get is a fairly busy entrance hall. Glad I've used an infinity bow for moments like that. Okay, that is a stone brick and it has something underneath. I'll put that there for now. Alright, is that me alone on the server? It is, just checking, so I need to sleep. That's a spruce. There is, I'm finding, a certain art to being able to discern what each block is without having to look at that, like, display in the top right. And, when it's still kind of transparent like this. There we go. Okay, so we actually ended up with precisely the right amount of both red wool and red carpet. Serendipitous. It's very, very lucky. Love it when that happens. Now my cyan bed is going to be completely out of place. It is lovely when things work out that way, yes. Both for my inventory management and for my desire to go anywhere and do anything else right now. So this entrance hall is going to have a few entrances that aren't just the main one down here. Like, it's not just a hallway that you walk down. There are side entrances and exits along here. This one leads out to the training yard, so that if there was any kind of commotion in the entrance hall, the guards could make it from here to here pretty quickly. And then this door over here leads towards the pantry, like I said. Thought the armor stand in the schematic was a creeper for a second. They they do look very solid in the rendering, because they are entities. And Lightmatica likes to render entities that way. So I think we're going to run along the tops of the walls here and take care of these bits first. Although I might quickly pop over to my shulker boxes and put all of the wooden stuff away for the minute. Including all of the mangrove. That way I can spend a bit more time just with the stone, which is in one of these shulker boxes, I promise you. And then we'll bring these ones with us. On the off chance that we need some of that later. And we'll need the stone cutter for things like these stairs. Remind me which way around those are? Yeah, okay, arch formation like that. Very good, very good. And up by one. More stone bricks needed. Maybe we'll do one wall and then the other. I might still come back and make a couple of adjustments to these walls later. Because there's a couple that have a little less detail on them right now. Do I think Legends will be more or less successful than Dungeons? That depends whether they can fix any of the things that people have asked for with regards to multiplayer matchmaking in Legends. Like, I don't think that a ranked ladder is necessarily going to be the best thing for Minecraft Legends, but some of the other stuff that people have talked about recently, like the ability to queue with your friends and stuff like that, that stuff's, I think, really essential for Legends, especially in the short term, because, like, I don't know about you guys, but I haven't really felt all that compelled to play it, which is why I haven't continued making episodes of the campaign. They've not done that well on YouTube to begin with. I think a lot of people have just been streaming the campaign rather than playing it for, like, a full YouTube series. But, yeah, like, I haven't seen that many people itching to play Minecraft Legends from my immediate peer group. Perhaps because some of us just have other projects in vanilla Minecraft, but also you can't play in, like, a public PvP queue with anybody except, like, random other players. They could make it a proper multiplayer game, I agree. I've been trying to play with friends, but it's difficult. Yeah, there's some ways that you can kind of game the system when it comes to queuing up. Like, you can join the game sort of tactically as the lobby builds up, but it's kind of like, it shouldn't be that way. It should be a lot easier to play versus random people with a group of your friends and not have to have a private game. On the one hand, like, I can understand them wanting to make the open lobby thing so that it's sort of a level playing field for younger players who just want to jump into public PvP and might not have, like, 7 or 8 friends. And so everybody's at the same disadvantage of being unable to communicate with your teammates, but ultimately, like, it just makes for a poor experience all round rather than being a balanced experience for some people. Side note, the redstone launcher is OP. What I've heard from people like Fwip and Grian, those guys who've been, you know, into strategy games for a long time and have been kind of figuring out what the meta is for Minecraft Legends, what I've heard from them is that there isn't really a great counter right now for you having a redstone launcher defended by a bunch of skeletons. Because if you have enough skeletons, then they'll just shoot anything that gets within, you know, a massive radius of your redstone launcher. And then the redstone launcher can concentrate on taking out, like, your opponent's improvements and stuff like that. The balancing thing for the redstone launcher is the fact that it has a cooldown, but as long as it's not interrupted while it's cooling down, then, yeah, you are likely to succeed if you've got one. Okay, that doesn't have a kind of stone brace on it yet, so that's really just the next layer of this. And then we build up the wall on the other side.
Well, that's just prime.
It sure is. GM Craft, thank you for the 13 months. Castle's looking great. Loving the building tips. Hey, of course. Just checking I haven't missed anybody else's alerts. I love the pig portrait coming into view. It felt just right, just like regal enough, you know? We maybe need 2 more there. And that's all the stone for this side, so let's do the wall on this side now. I really like the way the picture frame elements of this build turned out. This is a doorway on the other side. Oh yeah, I can't stand on that if it doesn't exist. That's a concern. Can't get up here though. You can't stop me, baby. Okay, we'll do... I think this is just stone all the way along, right? Saticia, thank you so much for the 16 months. Is that a non-binary flag in the background? It might be right now, yeah. Yes, there are a few others, of course. As Ginger is saying, the channel points can be redeemed in this chat to change the formation of lights in the background. So there's a variety of pride flags, Minecraft scenes, solid colors, that kind of thing. If you guys have any suggestions for stuff I could add to that, by the way, I'm all ears. Like, I can only do kind of like a 4x4 formation of squares back there. I've tried doing a couple of like Minecraft faces and stuff, but it's not quite the right pixel resolution for that. But if there's anything that you think is missing from that, then. Did I hear how many goblin babies Ollie went through yesterday? I've seen fan art that kind of did a rundown of them, which was really cool. Might have something to do with why I'm not adopting any goblin babies myself. At least not right now. I do love the idea. I think it's so funny. But unfortunately, I would be throwing them all over the place here because I've already misclicked a lot. Incorporeal as my hands are, I might have a hard time holding on to stuff for very long. Blocks are fine because they're big and sturdy, you know? Most streamers have highlight message. Yeah, I dislike that. The main thing I'm looking for is like suggestions for the lighting and stuff. Yeah, I decided to remove highlight message because, to be honest, if I'm looking at chat, I'm reading the messages and choosing which ones I want to read out loud. So highlighting your message isn't really going to do a whole lot, especially when the chat is moving faster. And, I don't know, it's just kind of... doesn't quite work the way I would want it to. It kind of turns Twitch into an attention economy a little bit, which I'm not the biggest fan of. No problem with anybody else who wants to have that on their channels, of course. That's just my personal preference. Ollie stole my baby yesterday anyway. Did he throw it afterwards? Because if he did, it's his fault, not mine. I will be calling Child Protective Services. Will be putting Ollie in a cage again. Things do come full circle that way sometimes. Alright. Couple more of these to go in. Need more stone bricks. But we're almost reaching the top of the wall here. Got some andesite here as well. Is there one more up here? Yeah, looks like it. Whoop. That's us out of stone. We got some andesite walls in there, some stone brick walls as well. And I'll grab andesite blocks just in case we need those. But the rest of it is going to have to be from down here. Okay. Fwip yeeted the babies at Jimmy. I bet he did. I bet he did. Tell you what, I say this quite frequently now, but building the savannah was actually a really good decision. I know it's a biome that not everybody likes, but man, am I happy that I don't have to deal with rain the way everybody else does. Thoroughly enjoying that, I must say. Let's get the scaffold up for a second here, so I can build this window frame correctly. Got two there, one up there, and then we'll need some stained glass for the center. Do the same on the opposite side. I avoid rain by building in snowy biomes, but then I deal with snow. Yes, snow is the other one. Snow is the big problem. Got one of those. An inverted stair there, and two stone brick walls. We've got walls there already. I think for the most part that is coming together quite well. One more up there to reach. At least there are no sandstorms in Minecraft. Sand is really annoying and it gets everywhere. Anakin Skywalker not playing Minecraft. Gonna pop up here. Add in a couple of torches so that we don't end up with lighting issues inside these ceiling cavities. Right, that's all looking pretty good. Solve one problem, create another. And we need 4 chiseled stone bricks. We'll make 5 because I'm sure one will pop up somewhere else. And after this is where we need to start working with deep slates. Also, I built these windows differently on each side, but we'll maybe correct that a little later. Had garlic chicken pizza yesterday. Oh, that sounds good. Yesterday I had a spam hard scramble, which I cooked using my new wok, which is still relatively new, even though I've had it for a few weeks at this point, and I thoroughly enjoyed that. Do I have any deep slate tile walls already? I have brick walls, but these are all tile. I think I need a decent amount of those, so we'll work in groups of 20-something for the minute. 6. Yeah, we'll need 6 per. Oh, and that doesn't even have a block there yet. What am I doing? That's another one of these 6-sided spruce numbers. Which is why I didn't put it there yet. So yeah, we'll need another 24 of those. Very ill this morning, looking forward to some chill Pix time. Sorry to hear that, hope you feel better soon. And yeah, hopefully today will be fairly chill. We are about an hour in right now, and a reminder that at 6 PM, so in about 2 hours' time, we're going to be ending the Minecraft stream, presuming we're still going at that point. And I'm going to be playing a little bit more of my single-player Elden Ring playthrough that I started yesterday before the collab stream with ZloyXP, just because I'm really invested in this character now, and I kind of want to do a bit more of it. So if that's not your thing, no worries. You can always tune out, and we could find somebody to raid who's playing Minecraft. But aside from that, if you're interested in sticking around and watching some Elden Ring, it is part of the inspiration from which this whole castle project and other stuff that I've been building in this series stems. So if that's of curiosity to you, then it might be worth sticking around for that. We'll need to build that in a second. For now, though, that painting's rendering in a weird place, but trust me, it should be inside the frame that's kind of obvious over here. Put one there, one there. Catherine is doing a tremendous job of sleeping, for which I am very grateful. It's cracked deep slate bricks, we want regular. And we'll need lots of spruce trapdoors now. 32 seems like an appropriate number. Now, trust me, this painting doesn't exist, despite the fact that it looks like it does. That's because Lightmatica is rendering stuff there without there actually being stuff there. This stone, however, doesn't exist at all. We need to remedy that. Because at some point I stopped building this section of the wall when actually it had a bit more to go. Which orientation does this take? It's that way? Yeah, good. And then that way. And this one's the inverse. And then there and there. And any of the spare wool that we have, which I know we have some of, we can actually use to put the painting in there. And hopefully that will straighten out this weird rendering issue it's having. For a second there, I thought yeah, I saw some white wool in here. Perfect. I'm actually going to put the crafting table that's in this build over here so that I'm only carrying one around with me. That makes it a little easier to box up. We'll turn some of the dark oak into sticks. And we'll need a lot of paintings for this area. So I'll make a fair few sticks, actually, and we can just make the rest of those into paintings, because we'll need at least 3 for the rafters. Oh, it doesn't fix that. Gross. Sorry about the Z fighting. Not a huge amount I can really do about that, aside from maybe take the painting down for the minute and sort that out later. We'll bundle them for the moment. There's some people in the chat being like, and yes, I agree. I entirely agree. It's going to be far too distracting if we let it continue to happen, so we will leave it for the minute. I'll make some chests. I'll make some barrels. Pop those in here. That's this way round, and then that one's that way round. That one's that way round too. What is on... That's nothing there. Okay, good. Glad I checked. Composter's also good. On there. Chest here, chest here. A couple of spruce slabs, which I should have already. And then a lectern to go there, which we'll deal with a bit later. Having wither skulls as decoration, actually quite feasible for me, given the size of my wither skeleton farm. We need mangrove fences a bit later for those. What's up, Megs? Welcome in. Today I'm working on building my castle entrance hall here on the Empire's SMP. There's a few other details here, like this trapdoor to go in, sea pickles and stuff to go around. We'll need more barrels. A couple more chests for here as well. Yeah, definitely need to craft more barrels, don't we? I was wondering why my field of view just looked so weird for a second. We're going to end up with the same problem for this painting on this corner, so apologies in advance for the painting looking kind of off. I will fix that later once the schematic is gone and I can safely place it without it Z fighting with the render. Okay, we're just going to do it that way. Nice. That's inverted there, isn't it? Yeah, so can manage that from down here. That's the frame all built out, just need those trapdoors at the top. How will Ghost Pix hold the goblin babies? A very good question. Can remove that. This is all stripped dark oak, I think, which is the one time I needed dark oak in this build. You're not going to see 2 logs of it anyway, because those are in there. But I would know. Thankfully, when I made the schematic for this, I seem to have decided that all of the trapdoors should be placed the same way. Run into that issue before where a closed trapdoor looks wrong in the schematic because it's all goofed up. Jenny, thank you so much for the 12 months. Everyone spam the word nerd in the chat, please. Thank you so much for the full year supporting the channel. Enjoy that nerd sub badge. Welcome to the prestigious club that is the Nerd Herd. Happy to have you. Got some more composters to put in here, which I don't have any spares of, but I do have oak slabs, which we might need for the roof in a little bit, but let's not worry about that for now. Does this count a full composter? What? That was really weird, okay. Maybe I put something else there by mistake and didn't realise, but... Whatever it was, it's gone now. Am I... I'm not alone. Good. Oh, Catherine just slept. Perfect. Okay. A few more bits and pieces to take care of here. We got some deep slate stairs to go around the window frames and a couple of deep slate walls. 6 per side, really? Yeah. How's the castle build coming? Pretty well, pretty well. Taking advantage of the fact that walls do not stick to the non-solid faces of stair blocks to create this little window detail here. And we can start working on the beams and stuff in a second. Do I have any deep slate walls already crafted in here? I do. We'll put them in while we think about it. That can go there. Got to make sure I collect all my scaffolding. Right. We need our polished deep slate and basalt pillar over here. Not put a stone block under that? Apparently I did not. Well now. At this point, chains, lanterns, that kind of stuff. Got to think about where all that is coming from. Do have a bit of iron now, though, which is good. Hey, what's up, Sachet? Good to see you. Those are spruce slabs. Okay, so we just got one oak slab there. Got more trapdoors to place. Never done with trapdoors, it turns out. Do I have the other wood? Shulker down here? Yes. Bring the rest of these up now. So this bit right here is meant to be a section where the roof has collapsed in, flattening whatever was below it. Those doors are open. These trapdoors are attached to the other side. So we can get these slabs put in now, I suppose. And this is a point at which I have not measured this part properly. So the schematic actually cuts off in the wrong place. Do I really not have any spruce logs left? I just converted the last of those into planks and then into slabs. That's really unfortunate. Didn't leave any in here. Nope, okay, we'll pause the recording, we'll go and get more of those. The floor is mangrove and correct, thought the center strip was wrong. Yeah, no, it is mangrove, it's all stripped mangrove. The idea is it's meant to be like a worn down red carpet, and the stripped mangrove texture is really good for that. After the build, it'd be interesting to see stats for how many spruce trapdoors I've placed. By far not the most spruce trapdoors anybody has used in one of these series. I'm pretty sure Fwhip owns the record for that from last season of Empires, although Mythical Sausage might be close behind. I need my stone bricks back for this, don't I? I still have some crafted in one of these? Nope. Guess I just need to pull those out then. Didn't actually craft those. Don't think there's anything behind that. Dark oak stairs, we've got some in there. Even more in here, perfect. Okay, that's our beginning of our ceiling section going in, but do really have to make sure that this gets built first, I think. So the problem with this room, the problem I had while I was building it, the problem I had to eventually overcome, was that the room actually like shifts sideways one block. It's not a perfectly straight room. So anytime I wanted to create any sort of like, you know, partition here, anytime I wanted to have beams and rafters and stuff up here, anytime we wanted to mess around with the wall designs and stuff, the floor, all of that stuff had to be constantly moving over one block to the left, like one block further west, every time we did anything with it. So there are a few things which kind of obscure that effect, and there are a few things which play into that effect, and it feels slightly unsettling almost as a result, because you come through the doorway here. For a start, this wall outside is at a completely different angle. The wall comes in that way, and then you step in through this doorway here, and suddenly you're in a hallway that isn't perfectly straight. Like, you're walking slightly at an angle the entire way down. And that might be quite frustrating for a lot of people to deal with, but in my case, I actually think this turned out quite well in terms of the detail we're putting into this. But I had to add in these like stone partitions here so that the roof didn't really obviously shift over by one block and look kind of awkward. It's fine on the floor, but I feel like the ceiling really ended up looking kind of different. It'll be interesting to see what you folks think when it's all here and solid, you know? Even the paintings want this to be like a slightly different skew of build. Let's quickly craft up those fence gates, shall we? We need them to be dark oak fence gates, really, so... There I go, turning all of my spruce into other stuff again. 19's not going to be enough. Spruce is really my utility wood anyway, so... kind of fine with that. Great way to use expectations to create atmosphere. I hope that's the way it comes across. It was sort of an unintended consequence of the way I built this, but I'm quite happy with it feeling sort of unsettling. Feels like it's in the spirit of the source material. Okay, and all of these were placed from the opposite side, so Lightmatica is going to tell me that they're not placed correctly, and I strongly disagree with that assessment. As long as they are visually correct, then I do not care. As long as they're placed in the right places. There we go. Alright, we need 3 more of those, and then we're good. Running a little low on food here as well. We'll have to go and visit the villagers at some stage. Especially if I keep dropping off stuff. Ollie's here. Oh my goodness, what's happened to his face? Is he in clown makeup? Quite impressed by your scaffolding skills. I use scaffolding, but not nearly this well. I've gotten used to it. A lot of people bounce off of scaffolding because it doesn't work the way they want it to, but they are unable or unwilling to learn the way Mojang seems to want you to use it. So I find, yeah, a few people just don't vibe with scaffolding, but I took to it quite well, I think. Okay, thank goodness he's back. For a second there, I was like, what's happened to our boy? You'll need a villager run, because Ollie will also want food next time he visits. Sort of goblin curse. Something much worse. Oh no. You mean there's something worse than cursing on my PG stream? Do I have lanterns and chains? I do. That might actually be enough. The lanterns will certainly be enough. I don't know about the chains. I didn't really pay much attention to like how many of them I was using. I just kind of did it. Oh, multiverse got him, did it? I see. Well, it happens to the best of us. These are going to be hanging in the air for a little bit here, but that's not the intended layout for them. For a second I thought that wall had connected to the scaffolding. I was very confused. Didn't think you would decorate the inside of the castle. It's not very ruined now. Yeah, like, the way I'm doing a lot of this is that I'm basing it off of environments in Elden Ring, which have a lot of detail to it, because even though the castle is... even though the castle is mostly abandoned... like Stormvale Castle, for example, still has a ton of stuff on the inside, and it still has people, like, lighting the fires and stuff. And that's more just, like, in Elden Ring, functioning society doesn't exist, but there are still these kind of lords and tyrants and everything else, right? Like, it's supposed to somehow be a functional world. But, yeah, in this case, like, the whole ruin thing... just meant that I'd be building a lot of broken stuff and I wouldn't really get to build much interior, so I kind of wanted this to have an interior. It feels better than just building the outside of the castle the whole time, you know? Oh, you know what, actually? Let's get these out. And that's actually all the lanterns we needed to place for the time being. Does anyone else ever hear phrases like "for the time being" and then imagine that the time being is actually some kind of person? Like some kind of cosmic phenomenon. And anytime you hear that phrase, somebody is doing something in the name of the time being. Or is that just me? Yeah, people are like, I do now. All hail the time being. We'll grab some dark oak. We got some oak there. Might still need some spruce. The majority of what we will need is dark oak. So I think we'll need to go and get some more of that. Because the whole roof section of this part is dark oak blocks, like planks. Profi Sloth, Club Johnson, thank you so much for gifting a sub and the 3-month resub. Here the time being, raise you my time flies. Yes, time flies like an arrow, fruit flies like a banana. That reminds me of one of the people who joined us mid-campaign who's an emissary of the Bear King, which I cannot emphasize enough is actually a king who is a bear. Good! That sounds very D&D to me. How do you open the Lightmatica screen? M doesn't work for you? You might have to assign that to your keybinds. Because it definitely works for me. Resume, thank you. We'll need to start down here, really. See, these are all planks. But the next row in is slabs, because the ceiling has to have an arch to it. which is why I'm quite keen to follow a schematic for this part. Ah! I fell. Oh. Get this part done while we're at it. Make the fall look intentional. As opposed to the slightly more sinister, make it look like an accident. Don't have a spruce fence gate, but that's fine. Doctor Who as a time being? Yeah, something like that. Let's see if anyone's interested in sleeping for Empire's Day. Guess what? It's me.
Hello, sir. Would you like this baby?
Oh, I'm glad somebody brought me one. I haven't had time to go and pick one up.
You need to pick up your own baby. This is my baby. I'm just showing it off.
You do look like a cinema popcorn vendor, except the vendor is you're vending children. Yeah.
There. Shush now. This is a baby, and you are not holding one, which is against the law.
Yeah. I'm not.
I've come to fine you. 64 fireworks.
Well, unfortunately, I'm still short on paper, so that's going to be quite difficult.
Difficult for who?
I mean, how do you have any fireworks with which you can get
I have
around?
4 fireworks. That's why I ran here by foot.
Yep, it's going to be difficult for you then.
I fell off a ladder and died.
I saw that.
On the way here.
How was that as an experience?
It's not safe around these parts.
Yeah. That's...
I need to eat. Hold on. I need to hold baby need offhand, and I need to eat, and then go into one of these. Okay, doesn't if I do that, it doesn't throw the baby.
The safety precautions of this.
There's a lot of techs. After going through 11 babies, I now know all the techniques required to keep a baby alive.
Yeah, that is
I think every parent should have to go through this.
That is quite honestly why I've not yet adopted a baby, because you look at the amount of building I have to do here and the amount of stuff it's possible for me to misclick on, and yeah, that baby's getting smashed against a castle
let
wall
me tell
real
you,
fast.
Somebody's not going to be
Speaking of babies
happy.
getting smashed against the castle wall.
Yeah. Oh, he has
boy,
brought
do
me
I
one.
got one for you.
Excellent. All right, I will wear this with pride.
There you
I guess.
go. Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
It's cute, man. It suits you.
How much gold does Ollie owe you by now?
12 stacks.
120. Almost 2 stacks of raw gold blocks.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I don't know how much raw gold I still have. I think I gave a lot of it to you to trade my Deep Slate Emerald ore back from you. So
Yeah, so don't eat the child.
I'm trying my best, all right? We'll give it a go on the stream. We'll see how this works. I do have a lot of stuff I can...
tip of when you need to eat, look at something interactable.
Yes.
Like eat and then turn. That's a good one.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
Either that or I will starve on the spot, and that means at least that the baby will survive because I won't have...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
We'll see how that goes.
Do you have fireworks? Someone's got to have fireworks.
If you open this box, I'm going to
I've done
destroy
this
you.
to Shelby. Okay. That's an ender chest.
Yeah.
If you open this box, I'm going to destroy you.
I love
Here's
it.
your weekly allowance.
Thank you. Oh, lots and lots. Wow.
Yeah, I have a lot of gunpowder, but not enough paper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been
out.
stealing it from some dude who lives in the sky. It's great.
Yeah. Useful, those neighbors.
Yeah. I got a whole minecart system that just takes it from him, drops it off at Lizzie, and then I go pick it up at Lizzie because she says I can have it.
Nice.
This is looking amazing, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Flew around here last night because I was really bored. I was like, oh, I'm going to just go fly around. And then I've missed so many of your streams. I was like, I have to see what Pix has done.
I have been building this over the course of like the last 5 or 6 streams, and it's not stopping until I've got a significant amount of it done. So yeah, we'll see
The
how that
gatehouse
goes.
is nuts. What you got on, like, the gate itself, I love with all the walls and fence gates. in it. Very cool.
It's
Very cool.
crazy how big it is already, and yet how much that is still left. to
Yeah,
do.
there's a lot left of the blueprint. I'm trying not to focus too hard on that, but yeah, I've actually nicked a little bit of Grimland's architecture. I'm not sure how much of that you noticed, but there's definitely a couple of those. And he immediately gets the bonk stick out as if that's against the law.
No, I was.
What's
I
a
was putting-
Grimland?
Yeah, no, I've the bit where the gatehouse connects to one of the towers. There's like a spruce kind of covered walkway thing with a deep slate tile roof, and that's absolutely like season
like a
one
little
Empires. Because
Yeah.
I figure like part of the origin of this castle is that a bunch of people from the old empires have like migrated and brought a bit of their architecture and stuff. So there's bits of Mythland, Grimlands, Crystal Cliffs, and like a few other things just kind of merging in, basically just pulling inspiration from people's previous builds.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, all those wooden out bits that I was doing, and those were always built when there was like somebody was coming back to like live in the area, or in times of war they would build it as like a defense thing, so they weren't there all the time. So I always liked adding them in. I was like, no, this means people are actively living here and maintaining it, because otherwise it would fall apart, which I thought was cool.
He fell off a ladder earlier, and now I'm very worried about him being in charge of operating fireworks.
Well, as long as the wings work, I don't accidentally throw the baby. But if wings have no
This definitely not
sustenance,
happened prior
the
at all.
baby will
No.
be thrown because I can't use the fireworks. If the
What's this
wings don't
baby's
work.
name?
This is the same baby. No, wait, no, Scroat died. I don't know.
Scroat and Scroat 2 died.
Scroat 2 didn't exist. Scroat 2 was. I think people got confused because that was Gregory Hirsch from Succession. But then I called it Scroat, and I think I got them confused. There's only been one Scroat.
Okay.
There's only been one Scroat. Oh, no,
There's
there was
like
Scroat
5
2. No, there was
grunts.
Scroat 2. No, because the one died at Sausages, and I had to get another one out. No, there's been 2 Scroats.
Yeah.
And 5 gunks.
Gunks. And then there was a Gronk.
There was
And
a
then
Gronk.
there was a...
There was a Gronk.
There was a Joe Hills as well. There
Brief-
was
Yeah,
Joe
there's
Hills.
Briefly took a
Joe
detour
Hills
into
died
American
pretty quick.
football players.
Joe Hills?
Yeah.
Joe Hills got to see the sun, though. I took him high in the sky.
Yeah.
That's good. What are you going to name yours, Pix?
I haven't decided
Give
yet.
a name for
Maybe
your child.
Pix Jr.
Pix
I like
Jr.
that.
There you go. Yeah.
And what happens when you have to get another one? Will that be Pix Junior Junior?
Well, I mean,
What's your naming convention?
I was going to say that doesn't work unless it's like the other baby was this baby's father or something. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. It has to be said, it's a little difficult to hold things when you're a ghost. So yeah, I am slightly concerned about my
Hey, if
ability.
you managed to
to
build a
Slips
whole
out of your
castle, then
incorporeal
you
form.
can hold a little guy. He's like part rock. I dug him up out of the earth.
They're part rock.
Yeah, the lore is that like when you're mining in the mountain, the Great Mountain, the mountain is the mother of all goblins. Of you know how you're mining around for emeralds? It's like sometimes you find an emerald, sometimes you find a baby goblin.
Well, it's never happened to me before, and I mine in mountains all the time. But maybe that mountain specifically.
Yeah, well, it's a special mountain.
Okay,
yeah.
right. I see how it is. Yeah, very goblin homeland kind of thing. Gotcha.
Yeah. Well, I needed some lore to confirm that I did not just suddenly have like 100 children.
He's been
and then Ollie
breeding.
killed many of the children. So the lore is basically that there are no actual parents outside of like the mountain, you know?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then
I
it's
mean,
just like they're
produce
just like found out of the earth.
like
Sometimes you
bugs.
hit a big vein like this one, and all of a sudden there's babies everywhere.
I do find it incredible how many of us have had children just in the course of this series.
Season 2.
It really feels like we went for season 1 Godzilla, season 2 Child of Godzilla.
Well, I wanted to. I had the idea about doing this with an egg, like just having the egg, and then I was like, that's not gonna be memorable. That's not gonna be funny. But if you're holding a little goblin and he's there looking at you like a little baby Yoda, and then you have to look at him the whole time, and then if you do yeet them, they're looking at you as they're like flying away, like their face
Go on,
is facing
have a
towards
go.
you, and you just see like
what it's like.
yeah. I'm going to continue building the roof on this place, and we'll see how long this lad lasts.
I built a whole gatehouse at spawn before it, which is all done now. I got the third one done last
Yeah.
night, so
I saw that 2 people have
Spawn's
done
ready.
theirs in the time that I've been offline.
Yeah.
I did.
yeah,
I
Joey
actually
did his tower.
Yesterday I streamed for 2.5 hours and I did negative building. I only removed the tree and didn't add anything actually to my tower on the tower building stream.
Yeah, Joey did his entire tower last night. Catherine's doing hers right now.
I thought
Yeah,
it was done, isn't it?
I need to
Hers
do
looks
mine, but
done.
I'm just too busy building this place. But I'll get to it.
Yeah, that's
I'll
fair,
get
that's
bored
fair,
of this
that's fair.
place, and I'll go and build basically one of these towers
Yeah,
again, but over
we gotta
there.
get our half. We got to get our half ready to go. Their
Yeah.
half
West
is
side
looking really good.
weak. East is clean.
Yeah, I gather there's
Yeah,
like a
Shelby-
bit of a turf war going on.
There's
Yeah,
always a
Shelby,
turf war.
Sausage, and Joey have completed a whole corner. So we gotta get the other sides
And
going.
I am there too. And Gem might come online.
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah, Gem hasn't collected her child yet, so I'm.
She
I'm
came
sad.
in my chat yesterday while I was doing it, and I was like, "Come on, come get it." She was like, "No, I'll do it later." I was like, "You're not going to do it later."
She's not gonna do it.
I'll drag her
Aw.
on. I'll get her on next week.
Good.
Right, I'm going to get on with building this roof, and I will let you know if
Wait,
I owe
don't
you
we-
any money.
Wait, I need. Do you have any terracotta that you're not using? That would have blocks.
Here, I randomly have 33 on me. Have some.
I need more than that. I need blue as well.
Fine,
mean,
I'm taking that back.
You-
I'm using this.
you can dye some. I don't have any right
much do
here.
you
Go raid my storage and see if there's any down there. But
I'm gonna raid a storage.
I got some at Gobland too. I'll get them sorted. Thanks,
sure.
Bix.
All right, see you soon.
Thanks. Yeah, I want.
Thanks for the child.
Yeah, keep them.
Okay.
I don't know what I wanna do with
We now have a mini game that we're playing on stream. It's exciting. Let's see how long this lad lasts, eh? I tell you what, it is so tempting to just craft an item frame and put him in that, but... Did Whip take bees? I don't know. Honestly, Gobland would be quite a good place to have bees, because the major problem with bees is that they pathfind and fly away. So if you ended up raising them underground, you might have a slightly better chance at keeping them around. Whip did take bees? Yeah, I'm going to put my bees around the base of... Oh, that's a slab, isn't it? I'm going to put my bees around the base of the Sanctum over there, which is actually kind of appropriate because that's going to be like the Crystal Cliffs inspired build. Let's hop on down and craft some stuff. I need to sleep as well. Sleeping is going to be slightly hazardous because if you misclick on the bed or you click when it's not nighttime, that's also a concern. I also like the fact that Ollie's like, there's tech to learn to rearing a child. Perfect place for bees? Yeah, I'd like to have the bees around there, because it's one of the places where there's a mossy garden around there, and they'll have all of the azalea bushes to visit for pollen and stuff. So I think it makes perfect sense having them there. So the way I've been doing, like, fallen through bits of roof is to have a bunch of trapdoors where they're just kind of, like, hanging down from slabs and stuff. I think that actually ends up looking quite good. But that will mean I will need to craft some stuff. I might make a crafting table up here because the other one that's down there is less accessible. And I'm, as aforementioned, kind of running out of fireworks. So chat, I said Pixel Junior just because I was out of ideas, but suggest names for this baby while it's still here. Rifflet is very good. I'm pretty sure the guy who I watch analyzing Lord of the Rings, Corey Olsen, has a Lord of the Rings online stream that he does with the Lord of the Rings MMO, and I think his character in that is named Grifflet. So Rifflet actually sounds like weirdly familiar to me. Omelette is also good. Scramble. Yarnum is a great name. I really wish that Bloodborne was on PC so I could actually play that game. I don't do a great deal of like couch gaming, so my PS2 is mostly being used as a Blu-ray player right now. Or PS2, PS4. Imagine PS2s being able to play Blu-ray, though. Apparently the PlayStation 1, I heard this a while ago. Maybe any audio fans in the chat can corroborate this, but apparently the PlayStation 1 had an optical drive that was really good for playing CDs. We won't talk about it. We won't talk about it. I knew it wasn't going to last long. I knew it wasn't going to last long. The minute I ran out of blocks and just absent-mindedly clicked on stuff. I was telling you all about the PlayStation 1. Before I knew it, another goblin life had been snuffed out. So yeah, what I was saying, the PlayStation 1 apparently had an optical drive that was like really sought after by sound, like by audiophiles, by like people who wanted good sounding equipment because it was really good for sound reproduction on audio CDs. And that's kind of wild to me. Like I never expected it to be that level of fidelity, you know? R.I.P. Rifflet, we barely knew ye. Okay, there I need a few oak trapdoors. This is all for the interior stuff. Haven't seen the classic Pix gradient in a while. I know, I brought it back. Like I said, I had to take some stuff from other architectural styles that have been featured in the series before, but this is peak like Survival Guide Season 1 museum, you know? There we go. At least you didn't make it a cake. It would be quite funny to just bake it into a pie. Very fairy tale. If nobody clipped that, please do go back and clip that. I expect Fwip will want to see it. He was there 1 second, cruelly taken from us the next. Been there, done that. Yep, mm-hmm. I'm not ready for child rearing. I'm not ready for the responsibilities of being a parent. Oh, imagine that. Imagine, because I'm a ghost at this point. Imagine if I had like a little transparent baby goblin. Oh, that's too sad. That's almost too sad. But just having a little transparent baby goblin on one hand that I couldn't throw. I did strongly consider just crafting an item frame and putting him in the item frame. Clipped, thank you. If you just @Whip on Twitter with that. It's also going to be on my my replay mod time lapse because I definitely still have the recording running. So that's quite funny. Definitely need a lot of slabs for this one. The other funny thing is they came around to look at this and see how the build was going, but also I can see more of it than they can. My eyes are seeing the ghost of this place. So Ollie was kind of standing in one of the pot plants there for a bit, and I was like, why are you where that dead bush is? If anything, that might be another convenient excuse for why I can see more of this place, like, in full detail, as though it's still kind of in use. Is that the history of the place is starting to become more solid to me as a ghost. I had plans to run some errands today, and I'm now quite glad that I am not, because it is raining outside. Is he dropping off another child? Are you here to give me another
don't
child?
Bring children this time. No, actually, I brought a gift because I have so much. If you need.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I have a bunch from taking down a basalt delta to build my froglight farm, so I think I still have some.
Yeah.
But if you're not using this, I will absolutely take it off your hands.
No, you can have it. I got that little basalt farm, so I have so much of the stuff because I was
nice.
like, wait, I don't need as much as I actually need.
Yeah. It's funny how that can happen. Like I've definitely got a bunch of basalt with the intent of like all these ruined pillars and this kind of like dripping, like grimy architecture, and I'm like, I'm actually not using it as much as I thought, but like,
yeah,
it's still creeping its way into
helping
all of
Ollie raid your storage room, and I realized your basalt chest was empty. At least the chest was. I don't know if you have it elsewhere. So I was like, I'll just go drop some off.
Yeah, there's a bunch of it in the little hole in the wall, and there's one for basalt and one for polished basalt. So there's, you know, it goes back and forth. Sometimes I have more of one than the other.
Yeah,
but
that's
yeah,
fair.
I should
well,
still have
just
some.
want to drop that off.
Yeah,
don't
cheers,
worry.
man.
You don't have to take a second child or however many. You can do it if you want, but like for some reason, Ollie just keeps. He just killed another one. Actually, he just killed two.
Yeah, he's just on a spree at this point.
Yeah, he's got like 14 dead babies now.
Yes, the poor lad. I might still get one to do like a bit on camera with it for an episode, but
Gotcha.
Yeah, either that or the Twitch clip will have to make its way into the video at some point, because it's such a funny concept. Like it's too good not to do more with, I think.
I'm really happy with how it's turned out. I've been having so much fun just watching everybody. I'm just over here being just watching everybody, waiting for them to yeet the children.
I got maybe like a stack of dark oak planks in, and then it was just gone. So yeah.
I got a message from Jimmy before I even woke up that just said, "Flip, I've already lost the child. Where do I adopt another one?" He just picked us up this morning, and then like less than 20 minutes later was like, "Yeah, I killed it."
Yeah. A fragile little lads.
It's so good. Yeah, they really are. They really are. But you know, they're like Pokemon eggs. You got to hold it in your hand to for them
Yeah,
to grow
yeah.
big and strong. So somebody's got to do it.
All right.
All right, enjoy. Have
Thank
fun
you.
with the roof. Good luck.
Cheers.
Bye.
Yeah, we need to we need to talk about Ollie at this point, I think. Well, having just watched Willow for the first time recently, it is very tempting to do like the whole prophesied child Elora Danan kind of thing. And there's this the scene in that me and my partner absolutely loved when we were watching that was I think it's Kevin Pollak or whoever he was like acting opposite with as like the little brownies, I think they were called, like the little fairy characters. He comes into shot riding an owl at one point, having stolen the child from Mad Martigan, and he's just like flying in on an owl being like, I stole the baby. I'm like, that'd just be a funny bit to do with one of the baby goblins. The brownies are so good. He made a cameo in the Willow TV show that was just like a highlight of that show. That show was like a solid like 6 out of 10 for me. Like, it had its moments. It was still kind of frustrating in places, but it was entertaining enough. But yeah, the brownies being there was just hilarious. They consistently do such funny bits with those characters. Love the whole movie. Yeah, the movie's definitely like of its time in a sense, but it's still pretty cool. I was completely unaware of it until I watched it. Excuse me, like recently. It's one of those things that like it's a touchstone of some people's childhoods that completely didn't register with me, either because of being from the UK and some of those movies are more of an American thing, or just like what my family used to watch. Like, I grew up watching the animated Disney movies and stuff, but a lot of stuff like, you know, Labyrinth and the Goonies and stuff like that, those sort of childhood staple adventure movies just never reached me for whatever reason. Like, I watched Hook and stuff, you know, like those kind of things still found their way over here. But yeah, I'd never seen Willow before this. Yeah, Celery had seen the movie before. That's how come we watched it. But yeah, it was just not something that ever found its way to me. I feel the actor for Willow, don't know his name, called it in for a lot of the scenes, just reading the lines basically. It's Warwick Davis, who has been in a lot of stuff, primarily like as a little person doing kind of character things. He was the main Ewok in Return of the Jedi. Like, he's been in like a whole bunch of different stuff. And yeah, like, I think his performance is just a different style of acting from a lot of the other stuff that's in that show. And I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. It feels like that's... It almost works for the character, I think, in a lot of Warwick Davis's performance. So I'm kind of like... I'm okay with the way he does that character in the show. It's just that everybody else's style is different. And it's like Willow comes from a different culture, like a whole different race of people in the show, and he's a very earnest character but has his like sarcastic moments, and the show is very kind of cartoony to begin with. So yeah, I don't know, I don't think it's necessarily a bad performance. It's just kind of it feels like it's tonally kind of different from what a few of the others are doing. He's got to be the more self-serious one a lot of the time. Cragson, thanks so much for the 300 bits and the 12-month resub. Enjoy that nerd sub badge. Welcome to the nerd herd. Thank you so much for the 12 months. Thank you also for gifting a sub to Sea Blue Eyes for the 2-year resub. It's incredibly generous of you. We've got deep slate tile slabs there. We'll take the stone cutter up for more tile. And Aerodymia Lunatrix, thank you so much. Or Lunatry X, Lunatry 9, I'm not sure. But thank you so much for the 6 months. Aerodymia, thank you for the 18 months. We're going to need more dark oak wood. Because, yeah, I don't have any more after that, I don't think. Okay, pause. Just going to hop over to the storage. What exploits am I using? This is Lightmatica. It's a blueprint mod, basically. Okay, just got some yellow wool in here. I presume that's from Ollie. Rummaging through my stuff. Is there any sugarcane in here? Nope. There is some loose redstone. Please do not be alarmed by all the things on the floor. It's fine. Mostly just trying to put some of it away so I know where to collect it if I need it. Maybe plant a small sugarcane field near the castle. I have a sugarcane field, it's just over there behind the road, and I don't think much of it has had a chance to grow lately. Because it's too far away from where I'm building. We will resume recording, just so I can get the rest of this done. And then this comes out as like a ridge of sorts for the roof. And then I need more of that, which is why we brought the cobbled deep slate up here. Let's do half that so we get a stack. Probably won't last me the whole roof, but we'll see.
Well, that's just prime.
Oh, actually, that worked out just great. Oh, how good, how good. Because now I'm out of fireworks. I got ender pearls, so I could use those. But, yeah, that's that. Last little things we need to get done down here. There's like little details, like iron pressure plate there, lectern there, this whole thing. The setup for that is slightly more complicated, so... Raymond, thank you for the 15 months. 15, a triangle number. Getting through the last few months of uni, thank you. Hey, no worries. Good luck with your last few months. Hope it all goes well. Loving the red carpet, thank you. I'm glad it comes across as red carpet to people who've only just popped in to see it, because, yeah, it is meant to look all kind of like worn out, and the mangrove wood was something that I kind of threw together to see if it looked alright, and I'm quite happy with it, really. Oh, give me that back. And did I leave my crafting table up on the roof? I think I might have. Well, no, maybe I left it down here. There's a crafting table here. I'm not sure if it's the crafting table. Bring that with me just in case.
Well, that's just prime.
See, that's that part taken care of. Just a little overhang for the window there. This is all getting broken out. We're back in stone building territory. Oh, that's cracked stone bricks. Okay, fine. Yeah, all of this we can do. But then I need to go and get the shulkers for this. Ah! We've gone backstage. Do you also have the cheater camera mod? Yes. We have free cam installed. It's really useful for building. Like, it's such a useful tool for a builder. Yeah, I think we need that one. We need that one as well. Grab some tuff. There's mossy cobble in one of these. Yeah, this one. I think I need to make cobblestone for this next part. And now the ground out here is like, are you sure that wasn't a piece of grass? And I'm like, yes, just give me a moment. Yeah, I need to make sure I've got the right stone brick variants and stuff. Bring the andesite with me as well. Cracked stone brick here. Canada Ham, thank you so much for the tier 1 for 8 months. Really appreciate the resub. And yeah, there's bits there where the roof has fallen off. Let's come back down to doing this layer by layer. Just so I can be a little clearer with what I'm doing. One of those there. I do still have the iron bars in my inventory, which was helpful. Because they go like that. So here's a fun thing for this. Going back to using Elden Ring as inspiration and talking about stuff like this. This is an area where you might be able to get into this section here to like grab an item or something like that. But you can't like jump up here, like it's too high for your character to jump. And maybe if you found a jump boost potion or something like that, in Minecraft terms, you could do that more easily. But you can just about parkour it if you do this, and you manage to like land that jump around the corner. But that's fairly difficult to do. I think maybe if you were like running and jumping as you went, and then yeah, like it'll be a little easier that way. I'm no parkour expert, so it's actually kind of difficult for me to do. But that's just one of those things that like, yeah, there you go. From a level design perspective, you can actually experiment with different ways of getting in and out of areas like that. And that's a fun way of playing around with whether or not players will be able to get to a certain area without going around a bunch of other obstacles first. That's a mossy cobble there. Those two are also mossy cobble. But yeah, the idea would be that this little room here has an entrance to the tower, or an exit from the tower. And that's how you would get in or out. Or you could be able to get in this side, but like maybe there's an obstacle that prevents you from getting in this side. Oh, and there's some string on top of that. That's what that is. Changing the shape of it. This place would be really fun to play it in adventure mode. Yeah, so if you couldn't like break blocks and stuff, yeah. It's kind of the intent behind some of it. Alright, we'll throw these in here for the moment. And we'll just bring the spruce slabs and logs to do this part. We need one more mossy cobble slab to go in here. Those are all dark oak slabs because the roof is made of dark oak. Okay. Let's do a touch more of this roof. And there's probably another cobblestone stair in here somewhere, right? Yeah, there's a few more in there. But the rest of that seems to be mostly stone. And stone brick. And then one block of tuff there, one block of regular deep slate there, which I think I should have. That's stone stairs. Again, all this standing on saw blades is occupational hazard. Some Silk Touch Deep Slates. Everyone's favorite block. Ardbeg Cultist, thank you for the 30 months. Welcome back. Is that another stair? I guess that's another stair, right? Oh, and another block of deep slate. Put that away too soon. Some cracked stone bricks on the corner there as well. The amount of fiddly blocks we have to get this level of detail. This is one dark oak button. Another dark oak slab there that's fallen in. Galthan, thank you for the 14 months. And as usual, we find ourselves wishing for a stone cutter for wood slabs and more inventory space. I think this entire roof was made out of dark oak slabs when I built this in creative, so I'm not going to worry as much about where all of this is coming from. And whether it constitutes a solid block or not. I guess that's surplus to requirements, and this was a double slab. But hey, who's counting? Okay, there's our little side room. That's all taken care of. Just gonna check that I've got all of this stuff right. We have one more dark oak slab there. I'll try and put all of the wooden stuff back where it belongs. Let's move all the dirt out of this, because that can go away somewhere else. Got all the shulkers? Good. Okay, last little touches in this room. We'll probably just stop the recording there, because we've been running for a while at this point. Put some of these. And we're going to do the paintings last because they have that weird rendering issue where they're like off by a block. Which is really irritating, but everything else is just windows, the lecterns here, and this detail. So here's the funny part about that armor stand, is that right now I'm running the invisible armor resource pack, and I'd prefer to keep that for right now. So we're actually going to do a quick trick to make sure that the armor will appear on the armor stand. And I'm also going to go check on my sugarcane farm, see if I can make some fireworks. Oh, what is this? Hello? What are you? Oh, another stone shulker. Nice. I'm going to be finding shulker boxes all over this build pretty soon. Sometimes I don't make things like sugarcane farms because I like to punch it. Yeah, this is a manually farmed sugarcane patch as well. Like, it's all back here, and not much of it has grown, seemingly. But it's a large enough patch that, honestly, just hang around here for a little while and some will grow. Then again, we could buzz over to Hermitopia and see if they have anything there, because I expect they will have some paper built up in some of the farms there. Unless they've been switched off. If you're looking for additional background display options for the stream setup, what about some deep slate emerald ores, or even a mix of regular and deep slate? Ore blocks is not a bad idea. It's just difficult to get the pattern in kind of the same way as the ore blocks typically appear. Man, my frames took a hit coming over here, though. What is this? Somebody's been using wool to get up here. I feel like this place has been emptied out in kind of an interesting way. Still, there's all the sugarcane I could ever want, so maybe people needed hoppers and chests and needed to not lag for a while. Does someone on Empires have a shulker farm, or do we have to raid end cities for all of them? I have raided end cities for all of mine. I don't know if anyone has built a shulker farm or not. God, I love having a castle here. Actually seeing it pop into view like that is really, really cool. So, yeah, let's quickly craft all of that into paper. And cram our gunpowder box full of it. Since each gunpowder and paper makes 3 fireworks, it's actually slightly better to keep it all as the individual ingredients. Give or take a few stacks at the end here, just for storage purposes. Let's leave that there. There we go. Now at least we can make Ollie some fireworks. And, you know, have some fireworks myself, but... Get a free cam view of the whole castle so far? Yes, I will do that once we are done with these little details in here. You can take off from underwater. You can if you didn't, like, touch the solid blocks underwater at any point. Like, landing in water like that does not cancel your elytra. Look, if I land in this, for example, like, I'm still technically in my flying mode, and you can take off like that pretty easily. We need sea pickles, we need flower pots, we need... I'm sure I had some iron in here somewhere that we can use to make the iron pressure plates. There was one of these that had iron blocks in. Yeah, there we go. So there's only a couple of pressure plates. It's like one here. I always like pressure plates on tables like that. I kind of think they look good as imitation paper. Not that there'd be much paper hanging around in this castle, but you know. We need deep slate, bricks, tile walls. Do I have any wither skeleton skulls left? Or should we just go and visit the farm? Honestly, I could just use other mob heads. They don't have to be wither skeleton skulls. I do have wither heads in here, which could maybe work better. My own head is in there. And obviously we have the deep slate emerald ore mini blocks. Flower pots I believe I have in here. Somewhere. Well, we got one. I've got some in there as well. Good. Levers just need cobblestone and sticks, so that's fine. Do I have an armor stand knocking around anywhere? If not, I do now. And then, do I have any spare diamond armor that I can use? I really just need the helmet and the chest plate. Might as well just craft some. That's a chest plate and a helmet, yeah. Yes, sea pickles. Thank you for reminding me about the sea pickles. Do I even have any sea pickles? I don't think I do. I think I need to go and buy some of those from Gobland. Assuming the Gobland pickle cart is still over there. Ocean gherkins, yes. Spawn is looking good. I do need to get my tower taken care of. I absolutely love the fact that he built a Goblin Zeppelin. That's like straight out of Warcraft 2 for me. Here's the little pickle stand. 16 pickles, you pickle the price. And I'm going to swap them 1 for 1 with verdant frog lights. Let's see if Whip ever checks that ever again. How am I planning to make the armor visible? So, the way this works is that with the Empire's mod we are using, we all have those essence items. And the way the mod is set up, the armor that we have as part of our Empire, like if we have custom textures for it, we want those to be visible. So we've programmed in a thing for the mod that effectively turns it into a different item, which makes it visible. And in my case, I don't know if I have any of my essence around here somewhere. So I need quartz, pillar, and string. And then I'll need 3 leather. I genuinely thought when I started this build style that I was gonna have quartz pillar as like more of a building block for my empire. It turns out not so much. But anyway, I don't have any custom textures for my armor, for like diamond or netherite gear. But if I combine it with my essence like this, it still works the same way, and so those items still become visible, even though I'm using invisible armor, and the other helmets don't look visible. So that means I can apply them to an armor stand in there, and it still recognizes them as a set of armor that it should render, which will actually work out quite well. Let's grab the stained glass while I'm here as well. We have some light grey glass. We'll need a bit more of that. We'll need some black glass, and we'll need some grey. Still have lots of glass left over from Hermitopia. And some grey dye in there. Perfect. Now we have the usual dance of, will I be able to see these in my inventory? It should be fine. While I'm here, lecterns was something I needed as well. Yeah, do I have... I don't know where I would have lecterns. I think I can probably just make some bookshelves and craft a couple of lecterns. Okay, let's see if we can get this stuff taken care of. These last few details nipped in the bud. Flower pots, first of all. Gonna put that there and that there, and it's technically like a whole different thing. It becomes a potted dead bush. So even though it thinks that the flower pot being there is wrong, it is actually correct. These are going to be the wrong player heads, but it's fine. It's not even rendering them correctly because it thinks those are just outright wrong. We can make 1 or 2 levers. I always think levers look really good as like a kind of ink and quill kind of setup, like at a writing desk, or it could be like a big stamp or something, you know. But that really feels like a neat little detail to have. So we have some dead bushes I can put in the potted plants as well. Let's quickly put the stained glass panes in. I'll need the scaffolding or something for that. Yeah, so while we're probably winding down to the end of the stream here, a quick reminder that I am going to be streaming a little bit longer, but I'm going to be doing some single-player Elden Ring because I started a fun Elden Ring character build on yesterday's stream before ZloyXP and I did our co-op segment of the Elden Ring stream, and I'm not sure exactly when I will have time to stream during the time when my mother-in-law is going to be visiting, so my stream schedule might be changing around, and I'm just having enough fun with the Elden Ring character that I want to do a little bit more of it. So bear in mind, Elden Ring is a mature-rated game, so some of you may want to click away, you may want to go and find other people playing Minecraft, you may not be interested in Elden Ring even if you are an older player, and that's entirely fine. But, yeah, I will just be doing a little bit of that to have a little bit of fun at the end of the stream here. Now, the last things I will need, this next section is going to be a little technical because I need to push around some armor stands into a pretty specific location. Because if I drop the armor stand here, like, you can't place it in between those two blocks directly. And these, like, stairs and stuff aren't going to line it up correctly. So what we're going to do, we also need it to be slightly forward. We're not going to use the armor stand book for that, even though it might be a little bit easier to position just by doing that. Instead, we're going to use a couple of old school methods, pushing this thing around with a piston. Going to push it into position that way and then forward. And we will need a wall of some kind. The deep slate brick wall will do. We'll do that. I've got a lever already, so I don't really need one of those. And basically all we need to do, first of all, is push that, like so. So the armor stand should now be over in the right place, although it does need to come forward a little bit. Which is why we're going to place this block here, and probably one there as well. Position the piston behind the armor stand there, and that should be enough to push it forward again. Break that so that the armor stand, the piston doesn't, like, retract it. And now the armor stand should be in roughly the right place. Seems to line up pretty well with the schematic. We can put the armor on it, like so. And it's slightly turned at an angle, but that's still fine. Then we reproduce this little formation of stuff over top of it and just push it down. And that's going to be deep slate tile walls, which I'll need to very quickly run through the stone cutter. There we go. It's probably time to get the scaffolding back out, actually. Wherever I put that, there it is. So for this, we have one facing that way. One facing that way. Wall there, and then these are facing in towards each other, like this. Like this, there we go. And this could just be like a little armor display or something, you know, I don't know exactly what this is meant to be. It could be some sort of, like, shrine to a forgotten hero or whatever. But that's going to go down there, we're going to put 2 blocks in there, push those. Remove them. And all that should now be in place. And that looks pretty good. That looks pretty solid. Nice little details. Alright, and now I've just got to find something to compost there and 2 dead bushes to put in there. And all of this should be complete. And we can put the paintings up. Those old armor stand details were something I really used to love back in the day. I still do, in a way, but I just don't use them as much. But, yeah, making little armor stand display cabinets and stuff, that was my jam back when I was getting into some of the early days of my Minecraft career. What can we compost? We got our dead bushes, that's 2 of them. I've got a lot of kelp. Will kelp go in a composter? I expect it will. If it doesn't, then I just let off some fireworks now, just wasting them. I've got, like, pumpkins and stuff like that. Maybe we could throw some of those in. Wheat seeds. Steven Carbonite, yeah. Right, so first of all, dead bushes in there. And then these. There we go. Man, I almost needed a full stack of that. Kelp is terrible to compost. Don't even try. Blur. Blur. Alright. That is basically everything all detailed up. I guess we do have one more dead bush in there. But we won't worry about that right now. We can unrender the schematic. Remove that. And then we can put our paintings up, which will be a trial and error process, because sometimes you don't get the painting you want. There we go. We got one of those. It's going to be the same one over here. And I was trying to figure out what to put on each of these walls, and I absolutely loved the idea of coming through here and there just being a big painting up on the wall over this side. Kind of like the painting in Stormvale that's in, like, the main hall. Up here, we need to have the 2 paintings on those sections, which turned out to be 4x4. So we could put up the painting of the artist with the pig. This one. Nice. That was relatively painless. There are only 3 4x4 paintings in the game, so we managed to do all right there. But yeah, this ain't looking too bad. We can now come across the courtyard here, stroll in through this entrance, and we end up in a big corridor where, you know, there'd be guards to fight and stuff, probably. But hey, that ain't too bad. That ain't too bad. Alrighty, we are going to wrap things up there. And for the sake of those of you who want to continue watching Minecraft, I can find somebody for you to do a soft raid, let's say. Alright, let's take a quick look through our list. Bruno is currently streaming Bingo, and Bruno's had a really rough time this week because apparently he lost a hard drive that had all of his worlds and stuff on it, like his half-hearted hardcore world that he'd spent like almost 2,000 hours in at this stage. Yeah, his D drive, it's really rough. So go show Bruno some love. I'll do a shout out instead of a formal raid, because I am going to be streaming again, and it feels kind of weird to send everybody over to a raid and then expect you guys to come back to this channel. But yeah, go say hi to Bruno for me, because he yeah, has recently had a hard drive loss and will hopefully be able to get some of his stuff back from a data recovery place. But either way, really rough, and he's going to be incredibly entertaining watching him play Bingo anyway. So go say hi to Bruno for me if you want to continue watching Minecraft. If you are interested in coming back here, in about 15 minutes time I will be streaming some Elden Ring. I'm just going to switch off the stream for a little while. We're not going to roll straight from Minecraft into Elden Ring, so I can keep the VODs separate. And I'm going to go make some tea, make sure my partner has some tea as well. They are also streaming in the other room at twitch.tv/celerymin. So I'll give them a quick shout out as well if you want to watch something completely different other than video games. My partner streams using fountain pens and cool stationery, writing out Lord of the Rings by hand. There's another adult language warning there, adult conversation. Thank you, Ginger, because the shout out was timed out for the next like minute or so. Yeah, that's a really cool stream to go and watch if you're interested in having a chill sort of co-working atmosphere with adult language and adult conversation. In the meantime, though, I'm going to leave you there. Thank you all so much for hanging out. Hope you all had a good one. If you're interested in coming back and watching me play some Elden Ring, it's going to be an 18+ stream just because the game is kind of violent, but I'm going to have a lot of fun with this Barefist Steve character. So join me again for that in about, we'll say, 10 minutes time at this point. I'll see you guys there. Take care. Have a good one. Bye for now.